The truth about Bruno Fernandes and his future at Manchester United. Well, I've got an update on Sofian Amrabat and what exactly is going on, as the expectation is beginning to be a good one, a positive one when it comes to him. Well, I have an update to you as well concerning Joshua Zirkzee, Mathis de Ligt, and the left back position. Welcome to the United Sport. My name is Webb. Now, I'm just coming from a conversation. I've been talking to Ben Jacobs, who is one of the most credible journalists when it comes to the transfers. And we spoke about quite a number of interesting things. And one of the things that I think caught my attention was he revealed to me that on Monday, there will be a high-level meeting to discuss the future of Sofian Amrabat. On Monday, that's 2 days from today, there is a meeting that will take place at Carrington for the guys in charge to describe what exactly to do with Sofian Amrabat. But the expectation is that he will stay because he's part of the marketing material that the club is releasing. But we spoke more, of course, about quite a number of things. We spoke about Bruno Fernandes and the links with Saudi. Indeed, these links are true. Indeed, there are clubs in Saudi that feel they would actually be able to convince Bruno Fernandes to move from Manchester United and join them. And they have bid before for him about 150 million pounds, which Man United turned down. But they're determined to come back and go for him. But the beauty is, again, to you who wants to see Bruno around, the beauty, and again, as confirmed by Ben Jacobs, is that Bruno Fernandes is wanted by Man United and he wants to stay at Man United. For him, he has always been consistent. For as long as the club still want him around, he's not moving a muscle. So, regardless how much money Saudi offers for him, Bruno is staying put, at least if the club show him that they want him. However, we don't rule out the possibility of Man United turning ears if the money is too much. There is an amount of money that's unbelievably too much that Man United cannot turn down. So that's the only situation that would see Bruno Fernandes depart from Manchester United. Now, there's also, of course, a plan for the left back positions. They've been talking about quite a number of them, including Fulham left back, who I'll talk about more in depth in the future. And they have also, of course, been linked with the Bournemouth left back, that is Milos Kerkez. Again, Ben Jacobs comes in to confirm that. But the thing is, a left back is not the first priority. Well, they have spoken of Anthony Robinson, that's the Fulham left back, who is also part of the discussions at Man United, to come in there. But he's not the left back position is not the first priority. The plan for INEOS is to first bring in a striker and two centre backs. That's for them the imminent. All the other departments are most likely going to depend on how many players they're able to sell in this summer. But for them, the first priorities of players are two centre backs and a striker, at least according to what we know. But also, that doesn't mean that they're not going to, of course, go in for a holding midfielder. Ugate's bid is all dependent on whether or not they manage to get funds from Casemiro. The hope is that they will get funds from for Casemiro, and if that happens, they will probably go directly and get a replacement for him instantly. But they are hoping Ineos's plan to get money is from about 3 or 4 players they believe will be sold and bring in some cash. Like I told you, Dan Ashworth was given a big task to do, to try and raise as much as close to 200 million pounds in terms of player sales. And they believe they can get these players without selling a player like Bruno. And they believe that amount of money would be enough to finance the new signings and the rebuild that they think would be sufficient in this summer. Remember, the plan for INEOS is not to do everything in one summer. The plan for them is to do certain core things now and then plan on to do even more later on. So that is according, of course, to what we gather. Well, I'm just reporting mostly what I've picked from my conversation with Ben Jacobs, a long one. Maybe in the future, I will be planning to try and get him and to join us here on a live so that we speak to him and, of course, several other, transfer experts that we know. But yeah, now still talking Man United, Mathis de Ligt, what we know is that personal terms have been agreed with Man United and de Ligt. So is the story when it comes to Joshua Zirkzee. What we know is that personal terms have been agreed for now. Man United is always so good at agreeing personal terms. The thing is, that never confirms that the deal is done. With Man United, it's never done until it's done, if you know what I mean. But what we pick now is that personal terms were fully agreed between the players. It is now a matter of the clubs, that's Man United, the central one, and the two, Bayern Munich and Bologna, getting into an agreement for players they for the two players, the respective players, that is in Bathis Delete and Joshua Zakzi. So there is progress going on at the club. I still was trying again. We're trying to. I was trying to pick the mind of Ben Jacobs, because I've consistently told you here that one of the risks of the model that INEOS are building, are working around, is that model I'm talking about, them bringing in too many heads. Of course, they are big established heads in the game. They know their game. They know what to do. But one of uh, the risks with bringing in too many, of these people is, again, like I told you, too many chefs always spoil the broth. But whereas that's the risk, and of course even Ben acknowledges it, the feeling is that INEOS have brought in professional guys and given them the right roles defined to them. Each one has got their known role, which is defined, and that maybe is sort of the safety pin, because it would be a problem if you bring in so many people who are almost similar in terms of in terms of knowledge and experience, give them so many different positions, but don't define their responsibilities properly. So according to what we pick now, is that INEOS have in fact been clear in their communication to all their recruits. They know their reporting structures, they know who should do what and how far they go, and they believe they have brought in so many professional people, and that shouldn't be an issue, because clubs like Chelsea have tried to work with the same model and it has probably worked for them. So I think on that, you can have the confidence that the chefs will not spoil the broth, but rather they'll work together to make it the best meal it can be for us Man United supporters to savor. Now, a new, of course, I can see something coming up now, rating Kobe Maino seventh rather, in the Golden Boy Football Benchmark Index, with Lamine Yamal ranked number 1, Joao Neves ranked number 2. Well, Garnacho is actually ranked 3rd. Kobe Maino is ranked 7th. This is the Golden Boy Football Benchmark Index. Okay, whatever the source of this is, but well, anything that ranks Garnacho ahead of Kobe doesn't really look so authentic to me. But anyway, that is just an update I saw as I was speaking. So basically, that's it. I just wanted to wrap up my conversation with Ben Jacobs. Of course, we spoke about also the prospect of Man United bringing in a more experienced striker to support the young Joshua Zakzi if he comes in, and Kobe and Rasmus Højlund. And of course, that could be a plan for the future if the money is there. Then, of course, we spoke about so many things anyhow. We spoke about so many things. We'll be speaking to him more and more consistently, of course, here on the United Road Sport. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe. And of course, those are the updates. The key thing is that Sofiane Amrabat's decision will be made after that meeting on Monday. Most likely, he will be staying. 2, the truth about Bruno is that he wants to stay for as long as the club wants him. He has been consistent, so Saudi should not scare us. 3, of course, the third thing is Delete, and how personal terms have been agreed with him and Joshua Zakzi. Subscribe, drop a comment, and let me catch you later.